Alright, quick mic check, quick mic check. I want to welcome everybody back to the show, if you will. Alright, now if you didn't catch the initial breaking news announcement I just made, I'm not going to waste any time in repeating it. Effective just a few minutes ago, I announced that Outlaw Championship Wrestling is no more. Alright, just had to share it out on Skype. I'm not going any further with it. Now, here's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to do this. A lot of this is going to be out of character, so you guys know what's going on. When I started Outlaw Championship Wrestling, I did it because I wanted a smaller promotion. I wanted a smaller, fun company, if you will. But facts be facts. Outlaw Championship Wrestling has more people on the roster than I did in any other roster before. Okay, we have 82 talents on the roster. 82. The most I ever had with GWA when it was at its peak was in the high, probably the low 70s. So we're 10, 15 guys more here. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. And I've got to thank everybody who's a part of the company for this. Now, also that being said, Ed's in the chat. Ed can tell you, and no matter how much I wanted to say I'm going to be a small company, he knew better. He knew no matter how often I said I wanted to do a little company, he knew better. He knew it wasn't going to say small because toot, this channel does very well. We have a lot of loyal, dedicated people to this channel and to the companies we produce. And that's just facts. We grow. And if people are willing to come to this channel and support our channel, I can't tell you no. Because without you, I have no channel. Without you, Ed has no channel. I know a lot of you have been hoping and pleading and begging that one day Ed will return to the 2K19 game. I don't see that anywhere in the near future, but you never know with him. And he'll be honest and say, never say never, but, you know, so it is what it is. So that being said, I knew when I made Outlaw Championship Wrestling, my goal was to keep a small fed, but I knew in the back of my head that's not what was going to happen. So I had to make plans. I had to make a storyline plot in my head, if you will. So if you guys have been paying attention from the beginning, Outlaw Championship Wrestling was based strictly out of Texas. We were in Texas, and we were in Texas only. It was Outlaw Championship Wrestling out of Texas, and then quicker than I anticipated, the roster blew up. So when the roster blows up, the company would blow up. That's me keeping it real, as if it was real and it's a true, honest storyline, which means more money to the company, which means we should be able to expand. So that we did, to Oklahoma, to Louisiana, to Arkansas, things of that nature. Insert the OCW Southern Heavyweight Championship. Now, last night, if you saw Lucius in the chat, which you all should have if you were there, you saw him make a very astute observation that I've been aware of now for 2 weeks. And I was going to do this at the next pay-per-view, but once somebody on the roster notices it and realizes it and takes note of it, I've got to adjust to it. He said that this company's got a lot of talent from all over the world. It's internationally grown. Okay? It is all over the place. Alright? So, if you're not sure who or how or why or what, take a look at the talent that's in this company. Alright, allow me to just take a look at the old pay-per-view card. Alright, you've got Buzzsaw, which is over from Japan or China, I forget which one she's from. Piper Dugan, I know she's not from the United States, I gotta remember which one she's from. You've got JT Knight, who is from Canada. Tsunami, he is from Japan. Let's see. I'm looking around here. I'm looking for more. Leon Carter himself, England. I'm looking for more. It's really finding some guys. The Iranian Revolution, ladies and gentlemen. You've got, even though he showed up for a show, Josh Wright, he's from England. You got Feck, he is from Canada. One of the characters, I can't remember who, and it's on me, and that's my bad for not realizing it, but somebody is from Australia. I gotta double check which character it was, but somebody is legitimately from Australia. I forget who the hell it is, and it's driving me crazy that I can't remember. I mean, I really look over the roster, I could possibly remember. Long story short, Lucius was 100% factual right when he made the observation. We're all over the place. It is an international company. So, I kind of grinned and I kind of smiled because the name OCW was not a mistake. Now, Ed's in the chat. Ed and I will be able to both tell you this right now. When we grew up, NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, was our baby, if you will. That's what we loved. That's what we enjoyed. That was our number one wrestling promotion. WWF could not touch it, even if it tried. When it was at its peak, I don't care what anybody says, that company was the best on the planet. And had they played their cards right, they would be the company that's still alive today, doing what WWE is doing. But they fucked up. And that's on them. So, I had to go and tell myself, I need to go to my roots. And this is where OCW started. And this is me taking everything way back, giving you guys a full spectrum of where this storyline started, to let you realize I've had this in the back of my head and in the plans from Jump Street. Outlaw Championship Wrestling, okay, plays homage to the Raiders. They're outlaws. The skull and crossbones, if you will. Alright? The cowboy hat on it and the outlaw plays homage to Renegades. My wife, who is a Dallas Renegades fan in the XFL, ironically enough, I'm just throwing that in there for shits and giggles, but the Renegade is a reference to Renegade Championship Wrestling, which was my number 2 promotion that I ever ran in my life. GWA was number 1. Renegade Championship Wrestling was number 2 as far as longevity. But I will go on record to say Renegade Championship Wrestling was probably better than GWA. And that was when we were on Geeksoft. So, where am I going with all this? I knew Outlaw Championship Wrestling was not going to stay Outlaw Championship Wrestling. That I wanted to pay homage to the original NWA. Now, Ed is in the chat. He knows my all-time favorite wrestler. And that guy is Randy Macho Man Savage. Randy Macho Man Savage's dad had his own company at one time, which to this day I still crack up. I still smile at this. I still think it's absolutely stupid. You only wrestled in Memphis, yet you called yourself the International Championship Wrestling, which was freaking hilarious. So, when you look at the original NWA that me and Ed loved, their ring skirt was blue and green. Ironically enough, the main color to the GWA and Renegade Championship Wrestling was green. The blue pays homage to UCW. So, where am I going with this even more? I am now going to take OCW. That has paid homage to my GWA. It has paid homage to my RCW. Now I'm going to pay homage to the true wrestling fan of the NWA. And my favorite wrestler of all time. And ladies and gentlemen, I let you now know the following. OCW is still here and alive. It's just under a new name. And I just clicked on it, and it will load in just a second, and you guys will see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now the International Championship Wrestling, ICW. Like I said, paying homage to my all-time favorite wrestler's family's heritage. paying homage to what I grew up loving, the NWA. Case in point, the logo. You can see it. Okay, this means we had to change the names of our titles. No champions are changing, no storylines are changing, no angles are changing, nothing is changing except the logo, the names of the belts, and the arena. And I'm going to let you see all of that right here, right now. So now you see, International Championship Wrestling is where we are. I have taken this thing full circle as I planned on doing it from the beginning. Now, I wasn't going to do it until the end of this month, because this month is March, and March is known for the color green. I had this all planned out from jump. I was telling Callum this earlier when we were talking. So, I will show you guys the belts we are using. The Outlaw Championship World Title is staying. I just made it say ICW. As you guys can see, it's still, I'm showing you this now. The belt stayed. There's nothing different. It is going to be the same. That will still be the championship title here. What the hell? What's April 20th? What are you talking about? Okay, now I will show you guys this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the new, oh my god, ICW Women's Championship. And this is paying homage to some WWF when it was worth a damn, when I enjoyed it, when I cared for that company. So yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this title is replacing the Texas Heavyweight Championship. I do need to edit that center plate a little bit, so let me do that right now. Gotta reverse the colors. Whoa. Hit the wrong thing like a dumbass. There we go. Now we'll outline it with the black. That's a little better. There we go. Boom. Boom. There you go. The International Championship replacing the Texas Heavyweight title. You guys should be familiar with this belt. I've used it before. This is me going back to my GWA roots. This was the GWA International Championship. I loved it. So did the rest of you. So I wanted to bring it back. The same with our Southern title. God, I'm going to miss that belt. But, hey. The Southern title has been renamed as well. Bruiser Who will still remain the champion. As I said, international title belongs to Dallas Spivey, so he will hold that title. And this title belongs to Bruiser Who is now the United States champion. And you guys are familiar with this title. Most of you really enjoyed this belt as well when we used it in the past, so I brought it back again. Since this company will be based out of the United States, we should have a title based on the United States, and then the international, which will involve everything else. Since we are International Championship Wrestling, and I'll be honest, the ICW International title is going to be my favorite looking belt in the company. So, there's your United States Championship. And like I said, the tag titles, they did not change. They are right here. I just made them say ICW instead of OCW. I like these belts, so I'm keeping them. And we're gonna roll with them. If one of you can come up with a pretty cool ass badass tag title, I might consider getting rid of these, but in the meantime, these will stay. Now, we do have the Golden Opportunity briefcase that will look exactly the same. It's just gonna have the ICW logo on it instead of the OCW logo. But I've discussed it with myself. I said, self, do you want to keep the briefcase? Because if I don't keep the briefcase, right here's what we're going to use instead. The ICW Television Championship. I went old school. As you can see, if you're familiar with old school wrestling, you know exactly what you're looking at. I want to pay homage to wrestling when it mattered. I feel like that guy, I forget what show he was on, when he started crying, when he said, "It's still real to me, damn it." feel like that guy. Wrestling not being what it was kills me. I miss what I grew up with. I miss what I love. And if I can't have it, I'm going to make it. Ed just said, oh my God, and I'm not exactly sure why. So, yes, Iceman King Parsons. Yes, I do. Iceman King Parsons was my man. I said my wrong. He was my man back in the day. Now, I'm going to show you guys the arena. Yeah, I think Iceman's going to be 70. Yeah. I may do, like I said, I may do the television title instead of a golden opportunity briefcase. So you got like Dar and Young. That match took place. Young won. So Young was in the golden opportunity match. So was Michael Carter. Brandon Ace lost. That put him in. So it would honestly, I really love their input. You know, it's honestly the two of them, because the two of them are Brandon's characters, but that's okay. But I would love their input if they'd rather go after the quote-unquote briefcase or the television championship. Or do I get rid of, say, the United States title or the international title, keep just one of those two, and then create the TV title, keeping the briefcase? Any of you guys got an opinion, a thought on that? By all means, fire it at me. Let me know what you think. So now I'm going to show you the arena that I've been working on for a while. And thanks again to Lucius for helping me out, because I could not get my uploader to work for the life of me. And he helped me out big time today, doing some maneuvering and getting things uploaded. So, what's going on, Jack? Hey, I'm open to all ideas, brothers. Here we go. This is your ICW stage. Got the flags. Got the globe. Got the flags around the top of the arena. Now we'll move it around. And there's your ring. And yes, if you're familiar with the NWA look, if you're familiar with that NWA look, if you're not familiar with it, let me know on Skype. I'll drop an image of it. I made the ring and the outside and everything look like it was. If you're familiar with it, you can see we got two white sets of turnbuckles. We got a red one, we got a blue one. The ropes are red, white, and blue. And then, as I said, it's got the ICW logo. What do you guys think of this logo? Honestly. Honest opinions. That's paying homage to World Championship Wrestling. That logo right there used to be on their television title back in the day. Now, I'm being honest. If you guys are not liking it, I want to know. No, keep OCW. Tell me, no, keep OCW. But if you're loving this idea, we're changing the everything. We're changing the everything. I have no idea what I just said. Just for fun, I want to show you guys this that I was messing with. And I'll explain why I was messing with this. The Video Wrestling Alliance Arena. I can get all the characters from the pro wrestling video game off the community creations. I was thinking about downloading them all and creating the VWA League. There's only 6 wrestlers, I think it is. So it would just be the 6 of them wrestling for shits and giggles. And if you notice their turnbuckles, they paid homage to the NWA as well when this game came out. Whether or not, no matter what anybody says, that's fact of what they did. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there. King Slender, Puma, Starman, all those guys. Let me see here. Let me show you. Oh wait, I want to go to Universe, and I want to show you guys what it's going to look like for an actual show. Here we go, full preview, just so you guys can see. That'll be our loading screen, the globe, for obvious reasons. Beautiful. Then you're going to get your loading screen. And there you go. It took me forever to figure out which one to use. Callum was fucking laughing at me as I was doing it. As I was talking to him on Skype, and he's over there cracking up at me. What are you doing? I'm arguing with these damn loading screens. So I just had to pick one. I just had to pick one. Also, do I remove the logo from the ring apron? I want to know what you guys think about that. Should I remove that logo from the ring apron? What's going on, Dominator? Hey, if Old Talent wanted to return, that'd be great. But it's not up to us if they come or go, you know what I mean? My door's open to anybody. I don't care who they are. And I'll mention names right here on this channel that I have not spoken of or about in months, if not over a year. If guys like Bagwell wanted to come back, my door's open. Pete, my door's open. Mama, the door is open. Hooligan, the door is open. I'm not going to go into any more. I'm just saying, the door's always open to anybody. If you want to come here and have fun and enjoy yourself, let's do it. I don't care who you are. Let's do it. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. The more the merrier. And so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. International Championship Wrestling has arrived. So, alright. I don't think there's much more that I need to say. Not much more I need to cover. But the very next show that we do will be ICW episode 29. Because it's just a continuation of this company. Now, as I said, you can see, Bloodlust is the champ. Then it's who? Then it's Spivey. There's your tag team champions of Purity Express. There's your women's champion in Buzzsaw. And there you see the logo is on the ICW Golden Opportunity briefcase. If I bring back a TV title and keep these belts, that's got to be gone. Or, like I said, one of these championships can stay. The US or international. Let's say we keep international. The international title then would go here. And Spivey would become the television champion, and the briefcase would stay. If we keep the United States, if we keep the United States title, that would be who? Spivey would still become the television champion, and we'd keep the briefcase. So think about it. U.S. briefcase, international briefcase, U.S. international TV. So think about that. So it's U.S. TV in the briefcase, international TV briefcase, U.S. international TV, no briefcase. Think about it. Be honest about it. Don't just jump to a thought. Send it to me, if you will, on Skype or Facebook, Twitter. Call me, whatever it is you can do. Let me know what you think. and tell me exactly what you would love to see and why you'd love to see it. You know, and I will say this, Feck made a mention of like a second show or whatever, if you will. Quite frankly, I've considered that. I've considered having, I'll never have 2 world champions. That's just fucking stupid. So I was thinking about having a show where the United States title and the international title, one or the other, would be the main title on the other show. And then we'd have tag team champions, and then maybe Ed's gonna love this, United States tag team champions on the other show. So whoever's got the world champion, we have to get the United States tag titles, and then whoever has the United States champion would get the world tag team titles. And then one would have the international champion, one would have the TV champion, and we'd have a woman's title on one show or the other, you know. Or maybe we'd have a secondary women's title, but we don't have the roster like that for the women. But there are options, and therefore we could keep the briefcase, and then possibly have briefcases. Yeah, exactly. In fact, more opportunity for more talent. The only problem is it creates a quote-unquote draft. By having a quote-unquote draft, what that does is, if, like, just looking at this talent on the screen, if Bruiser Who goes to show 2 and Bruiser Bloodlust is on show 1, they're never going to have the chance to face each other. Never. You know, and if Spivey's on show 2, well, then he can face Who, but not Bloodlust. So, it causes, you know, the chance for, like you said, more guys to have more opportunities, more guys to be at top of the line. But it's there. The opportunity is there. It will still be International Championship Wrestling. We can do like ICW Worldwide, ICW don't know what, to be honest. I'll probably pay homage to something else, because Worldwide was my favorite show at the time. So yeah, I'm considering it. And then I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go to Ed. Ed's going to be my go-to guy, and Ed's going to have to act as commissioner for a draft. He's going to have to for me if I were to do that. And yes, I have considered it. I have considered it. Now, the talent would have to realize that would mean your guy would be on TV less often, if you will, because I won't be able to do... Because if I do 2 shows a week right now, it's 2 shows. And you could be on both. But if I do 2 shows because I got 2 brands, you're only going to be on one. So if guys are cool with that, I'm good with that. My Dynasty football leagues are really starting to grow. I wanted to get all you guys on the rosters somewhere, so it'd be great if you guys got involved with that. So I'm working on a lot of things here to grow this channel and enjoy myself. I'm not a smoker, I'm not a drinker, I don't do drugs, I'm not a TV person. When my wife and kids ain't around, my hobby is right here on your screen right now. I love doing these video games and enjoying myself and just acting like the dream we always wanted to be, and that's the promoter of a big-time billion-dollar company. You know, I'd love to own the NFL. That'd be amazing. I would love to own the top premier wrestling company. I would just love to do it. You know, Ed and I were carrying on the other day talking about we need to go down to Florida and make AEW hire us as writers. So, JT Knight. But, like I said, that being said, that's where we're at with this. If you guys are seriously interested in the possibility of a quote-unquote draft, let me know. Ed and I will legitimately discuss it, figure out how to do it, and I'll be honest, it would happen sooner than later, because it's fair to the talent. Feck said it best: more opportunities for more people to be a focal point of a show, and that's always good. And like I said, look at this right there, look at that, 82, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, 82 people. I mean, it's crazy. So we've got a shit ton of people. So I'm interested. You know, I mean, I'll be honest and say this: if I did the world title, I'll probably have a global champion on the other show. That would make more sense. That would make more sense. A world champion for show 1, the global champion for show 2, then have the United States champion on one, the international on the other, and then have the television title. And since I don't have a whole bunch of lady wrestlers, I'll probably put the TV title on one roster and the women's roster on the other show and call it a day. So that other show would get all the ladies by default, and then, like I said, I'll have a World Tag Team Champion, and then it'll either be Global Tag Team Champions, United States Tag Team Champions, International Tag Team Champions, Global Tag Team Champions. If I didn't say that, got a whole bunch of different ideas we could do for a second set of titles. Because, look at this. Alternative lifestyle, American made. Austin's Army is not really a tag team, but it could be. Baltimore's finest. Don't worry about Billy and Lily, that's just there for obvious reasons. Bullet and Blade, Crown Royalty, Iranian Revolution, Ku Klux Klans, Midnight Freebirds, Purdy Express, Sharp and Evans, ain't really a jobbers. Then you got the Suffering and War. You know, they are 12 tag teams. If I separated the roster and did 6 and 6, that's plenty. You know, so alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've been on 32 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up. By all means, hit me up with your thoughts and opinions, and we'll speak about it. And like I said, if we're gonna make any changes, I want to do it sooner than later, so get at me. Alright, everybody, I'm out of here. Later.